What's going on, guys? It is a busy week here at Midwest Van Builders. We got a full campground and we got a full shop. We got 11 vans up here, and I've got several people here for air conditioners. I've got several people here getting ready for winter already, getting heaters installed. Dharma is here. She got a Pioneer bench air conditioner installed and a velvet heater installed. She's been in the Midwest for about several months. She's been using this Pioneer for the last month, and she's going to give us an idea of how she likes it. And then we're going to talk to Sean. Sean, we installed a mini split for him at the kind of the end of summer last year, and he's going to talk to us about how he's liking his mini split. And then I've got several rooftop air conditioners here, and we're going to get them on camera as well. So it is a hot week here at the shop, and let's talk some air conditioners. All right, I'm going to walk up on this one because I want you guys to hear how the noise level is outside. That's what you can hear on the outside. All right, Dharma, everybody's ready to hear about that Pioneer air conditioner.
So the unit that I bought is a Pioneer. It's 10,000 BTU. It's AC powered, so it plugs right directly into my Bluetti, and it was about $1,400 plus taxes.
You liking it?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah. I want to start out this whole conversation by saying that when it comes to AC in a van, you have to have realistic expectations or you're going to be disappointed. My air conditioner works beautifully at night, in the mornings and in the evenings, but here in Missouri, we've been having 93, 94 degree days, and in the hot sun, it can barely keep up.
Yeah.
If you think about it this way, your car air conditioner is what, like 12,000 BTU, and your car air conditioner can't keep the back of your van cool. So a 10,000 BTU air conditioner is not going to either in the hottest part of the day. The past few days, I've been unplugging and moving to the shade and running the air conditioner off the AC 300, and it lasts about 6 hours.
And how many watt hours do you have? You have two batteries?
I have two batteries, so about 6,000 watt hours. Yeah. And so being in the shade, that means I'm not getting any solar help. So without solar and without being plugged in 90 plus degree weather, it lasts about 6 hours.
Tell me about the noise.
Well, it's on right now. It's on high. So, I mean, it just sounds like a fan running. Most of the noise is outside.
I had a few people in the first video comment about the hoses.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, or like just the positioning. Someone said, oh, you should have them low. What do you think about the system using the three hoses?
Well, the main reason I wanted the air conditioner was for sleeping. And so 2 of the 3 vents are pointed right at me when I'm in bed. Initially, when we first put them in, we talked about hiding them, but then once we put them up, I kind of like the way they look. They look kind of an industrial look, and the color matches my theme. But I hung some fairy lights in front of it, and I mean, I like it. It has the vents you can turn and redirect. So like this one right here, when I'm sitting on the bench or sitting up here, I turn it to go this way. And when I go to bed, I turn it back around, and then they're all 3 pointing at me in the bed. I like the versatility of it, that I can move them wherever I want. If I don't like them there, I can just unhook them and move them.
I feel like it's good too, because like if you say you're in your van, somebody else is in your van, you can have one blowing on you, you can have one
That's
blowing
right.
on someone else.
That's
because of the hoses, you can move them.
I especially like having this front one because of my parking situation. I could not have an air conditioner on top unless it was in the very, very back. And so that way, all the air is back there. This way, I have at least one vent up here in the front.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I've had my backpack mini split for about a year now. I can't really say I recommend it just because of the issues it does have. It's not the most reliable unit compared to other units that are out there. This unit is kind of more on the budget-friendly side of things, though, so that is the OnePlus side. I got it for about $570 off Amazon. The main issues I have with it is it constantly crashes when it's too hot outside. So the value of having an AC is kind of gone because it's hot outside and now you're stuck in the heat because your AC doesn't work. I'm not sure exactly what the issue is. I've kind of been doing a lot of experimenting and figuring out, you know, the unit itself. We recently added a converter so I can just be plugged in and we're drawing the power straight from shore power to power the unit. But even still, it crashes when it gets too hot. It's about 90 degrees, I notice, is when the issues start to begin. And then once it gets later in the day and the temperatures kind of fall, then I'm able to run the AC again. It's okay if you're good just running an AC just at night when you're sleeping. If that's all you're looking for, this is probably the perfect unit for you. But if you need something where you're constantly running it because you have a pet or maybe a child in your van, this isn't going to work. You're going to need a more expensive option, which is probably more like the rooftop ones. Those I think run about $1,200 versus, again, this one was $570. You get what you pay for. The OnePlus side too about this is I can run it off of my batteries versus the rooftop ones. A lot of those, they draw so much power that if you were to run it from your batteries would be dead within a few hours. The biggest thing too is it really depends on how much sun exposure your van has, because if you're sitting directly in sunlight, it's not going to be as efficient versus if you're in the shade. So for this summer testing my AC, I've had a moonshade on half of my van, so that does kind of help a little bit with the efficiency of it. I would say when I run it throughout the entire night, I can keep the van about 10 degrees cooler than what it is outside up until about noon, 1 o'clock-ish, when the sun is like directly overhead. This one, the compressor, I don't know if it ever really turns off. It goes and then you'll hear it kick back on like every few minutes. I do have 600 watts of solar on my roof and then 400 amp hours of battery in here. That does supply my mini split with about 8 to 12 hours of power usage. It really just depends on a lot of different situations: temperature, time, location. So one of the issues I had with this immediately right off the bat was the outside shroud, not in here, but the shroud that covers like the big fan of the compressor. It's got cracks all around like the entire thing where the screws are, and I wasn't even moving my van. I don't know if it was just from the sun beating on it constantly. It has changed colors too. It's kind of now a yellow color versus the white it came. I did message the seller on Amazon and they didn't even replace it. They gave me like a $25 gift card for Amazon. If you do end up getting this AC or a backpack mini split, you are going to have to get Freon added to it. I did took my van to our local mechanic and they did add it. I think it was probably about $100, $200. It wasn't too bad. I can hear like air in the tubes because my head's over here. The tubes are literally right by my head, so I can hear air in it. I'm not sure if I need to get that redone, but there's no sign of leakage from the Freon, because Freon, it's like at least what they put in this, it's like a bright green, like a neon green. So you'd be able to notice if it was leaking. I don't see any leakage, but I feel like I hear bubbles in the line. So just something you got to think about when you're getting this AC.
Hi, I'm Lenny, and I'd like to talk about my Rec Pro 13K AC that I'm loving right now. It comes with the air conditioner, a dehumidifier, a fan, and a heater, which I'm not using. I used it by accident. No, it heats really quick, and it's a lot of hot air. But that's fine for you folks that are cold all the time. But I leave mine on dehumidifier most of the time because it gets kind of soggy in here when the AC is on. So I leave it on dehumidifier, about set it at 68 if it's 100 degrees in the van, and then it'll end up at 74 by the time I go to sleep. With the dehumidifier, it automatically shuts itself on and off. The air conditioner, you put the fan on auto, but then you wake up and soggy, as I've heard from another person too. But I'm really loving this Rec Pro. It's the best decision I ever made. It's saving my breathing. It's saving my sanity, especially in this heat wave. I plugged it into my Blue Eddy when I was up at a store, and I was in the car for about 2.5 hours, and it was, when it cycled, because on dehumidifier it turns on and off, which I like, it was using 1.3 kilowatts, and then it would turn off and you'd see it start to drop down. So, but in about 2.5 hours, in 109 degrees, I used 40% of my battery. And that was about it. But mind you, I did have it on 60 degrees. It's over my bed. It sounds like an air conditioner in your house. I always had an air conditioner right next to my bed where I slept. It's about the same loudness as a 5,000 BTU AC. Outside, barely hear it. Other people, I asked them, do you hear it? No. Okay. So that's wonderful. I don't want people outside hearing this noise. But in here, and sitting here in the galley, you can hardly hear it. It's running now. It's 75 degrees, 43% humidity. When I put it on, it was 82 over near the cab, and it was actually 49% humidity. And that was with the dehumidifier on all day. But I do recommend that people put the dehumidifier on, not the AC, if you can help it. But that's just my thing. I do, like I said, I do have it on AC right now. I think this is the third time I've ever done that. And, I'm still experimenting with it, but I really prefer the dehumidifier.
I have the Rec Pro 13.5 air conditioner. I had it in about a week and a half, and it's doing great. It cools really well, very quick. I use it on air conditioning mode with the dehumidify mode combo, and there's no moisture, no problem at all. I will say that my bed is right underneath it, and it is a little louder than I would like it to be, but it doesn't keep me awake. And I love it. It keeps this place very, very cool.
All right, guys, I hope you guys are beating this summer heat, staying cool out there. Take care. We'll see you on the next video.